YouTube, this is Bonnie from Dragon Soap. Welcome to my soaping adventure. Today we're going to be making soap with the DragonFire fragrance oil that I got from Oregon Trail Soap Supplies. And it's a perfumey scent. I'm not really big on perfumey scents usually, but I really do like this one. They describe it as sophisticated, complex, and heady are the keys to this magnificent fragrance. It's so multifaceted, you'll find layers of musks, ambers, a touch of patchouli, nagchampa, cedars to warm and enhance this exotic fragrance, and much more. When soaped, it will turn a medium brown tan, which fits this scent to a T. If you love Queen of the Nile or Gift of the Magi and the more sophisticated fragrances, you'll love this beautiful scent. When testing, we found it begins to bloom in a few days and continues to become simply intoxicating. So we'll see. Soap fragrances often change when they get mixed in with the lye, so we'll see what happens. In addition to my regular basic soap recipe, I'm going to be adding some whipping cream. And since the fragrance should turn the soap a medium brown or tan, I don't want to do just a single color. That's, well, it's kind of boring. So, my goggles, I need to adjust my goggles. So I'm going to lighten some of it up with a little bit of titanium dioxide, and I'm going to put a little bit of burgundy oxide in some of it. And so we should have three colors: a regular medium brown, a kind of reddish deeper brown, and a lighter tan. At least that's the goal. We'll see how that works out. Today I'm going to be using some of my little silicone molds that I got off Etsy from Soap Republic. They're oh, I love these molds. They're squishy, they are so easy to unmold, and they're so cute. Little cottages, and I like this one. It's a rose heart. I have some more of these on order. So we'll be pouring those first, and then we'll do the coloring and pour the rest of it. We are going to start by adding the whipping cream to the oils. The oils are already measured out into this bowl or bucket or whatever, and I have a little bit of whipping cream left in the bottom of the carton, so it goes into. And then I'm going to add the fragrance right at the beginning. Sometimes fragrance oils can cause problems if you add them at the end. Sometimes they can cause problems when you add them at the beginning, but often there are fewer problems if you add them at the end. Get the stick blender, burp it, burp it again. I think I still have air in there. Okay, so we've got the whipping cream and the oils and the fragrance all mixed together. Now it's time to add the lye. Oh my gosh, it is so humid. My goggles are fogging up. We can't have that once we start playing with the lye. Okay. Now's when I get to play mad scientist. Turning brown already. Can you see it? Kind of a yellowish brown right now. pour a little bit. I want some that's just its normal color to pour into those little molds. So I'll pour that into a small cup, and then I want to pour some off to lighten a bit. Oops. Wasn't going to pour that much, but that's okay. And let's pour into the little molds first, because we want to pour when it's still nice and runny so they don't get too many air bubbles. It's actually kind of a pretty color right now, a little apricot-y, or apricot-y, however you want to pronounce it. Oh, I'm going to need a little more, aren't I? If I want to do the last two, which I do, tell you what, let's pour out of this since I poured more in here than I intended to. Oh yes, it's thickening up a little bit. I put a little bit of glitter in the bottom of each of these molds, so they'll be just a little bit glittery. Let's get these out of our way. Need more room here. Bring back the soap pot. Let's see, put a little bit of titanium dioxide in this. You know, it's hard to use titanium dioxide without getting lumps, so I started just putting it in water and then letting the lumps sink to the bottom. I don't know if that's enough to make a difference, but if not, so be it. Let's come on, cable. That lightens it some, but it'll turn darker. So we'll see how much it lightened it towards the end. And I'm not going to bother rinsing this out before putting it in here in the big pot, since it is thickening up. Well, we want a certain amount of that before we pour it into the mold so we can do something nice and decorative. I think I'm going to do a Celine swirl today. Yes, named after the infamous or the famous, whichever, half of the duo of Celine and Twitch. Sorry, Titch, not Twitch. Come on. This is, I think I need a new stick. Certainly, I don't know if you can see it in the camera. That certainly darkens it up, but whether it's going to darken it up to make a difference, darken it up enough to make a difference after it turns brown, I don't know. We will see. Mix that in a little bit better. Alrighty. Kind of a pretty burgundy right now. So let's see, let's get this out of here. I don't want to accidentally take a chance on splashing some raw soap into the mica. We have our mold. Oh man, I have air bubbles in there again. I made soap yesterday and it turned out, I used the saline swirl and it turned out really well. I was really happy with it. But it had air bubbles in it. Like drat. I don't want air bubbles. Tiny little air bubbles all the way through it. And I thought, well, maybe I didn't burp my mixer enough. But when I was pouring out the oils for this, I discovered that, oh, we'll just put it all in. That, what did I discover? Oh, as soon as I poured the olive oil into the measuring cup, it was full of air bubbles. I looked in the bottle and it was not full of air bubbles. So I stirred it around a little bit. The air bubbles were all very well suspended in the oil. So I tried heating it up a bit, and that did seem to, all right, I don't want to put too much in. Can you see that? I like that color. I'll do the swirl and then I'll put the rest of it on top. And I don't know if you've seen the saline swirl. It just goes like this. The one I did yesterday, I think I would have liked it better if I hadn't swirled it quite so much. So today, I'm going to swirl it a little less. And then I'll just put the rest of the burgundy soap on top, which is a little break from tradition. Normally I like to put the whitest on top, but since we don't really have a white anyway, I have tried using unscented soap with a little titanium dioxide on top for a white top, and it starts out looking fine, but over time the color from the fragrance did bleed into the unscented soap. I'm assuming that's because the fragrance also bled into the soap. Now, I know you're not supposed to take your gloves off, but I just can't do this with gloves on. So, we'll just try to do a little bit of a maybe we need to let it thicken up a bit. I don't want to work it too much. Yeah. Better let it thicken up just a little bit. So we will wait. Ooh. The color in the molds is turning kind of a pretty apricot. Can you see that? Pretty color. That should look good with that, but like I say, it's going to continue to darken, so we don't know what will happen in the end. Now, that's not bad. I like to put a swirl, but I found if I do a swirl that looks really good on top of the log mold, I'm not as crazy about it once the soap is cut. Some of the bars look funky. We don't want funky bars. We do want a peaked middle. I'm working it too much. patience. Patience is a virtue. So we will wait. I've got some glitter to put on top. Wonder if I should put it on now. Yeah, while it's nice and goopy. Then I'll put some more on after I'm done playing with it. Oh, I know everybody has their own way of putting glitter on. Oh, look at that. There's a burgundy oxide speck. Everybody has their own way of putting the glitter on, and I like to use my fingers. Because when I used a spoon, I put too much on. Had big globs, it didn't look good. And I don't have a shaker that really is the right size for this, so I'll just keep using my fingers until I find something I like better. Think it's thick enough now? Look at this wet soap. Ooh, I should take a picture. I can grab a snapshot off the video camera. That needs a little bit more right there. There we go. Okay. Let's see how thick it is. Let's see if we want. Oh. That's better. There, that's it's a little shorter on the right side than on the left. Oh, you know, I can't quit playing with it. There we go. Or I could do little dips and... Well, I liked it better before I messed it up. That's what happens when you keep playing with it. Sometimes you don't like it as well. That's good. Well, that's good. Okay, all done. We will let these cure for a bit in the molds and give them a cut tomorrow, or if they're ready by tomorrow, or otherwise the next day. Thanks for watching. Bye.